Let's try again. We're going to use Vidblaster, right? You've installed Vidblaster on your computer, you've also installed FME. You double click the icon on the screen to start Vidblaster up. It comes up with this screen here which talks about being a trial version, which is what you're going to stay with, most of you, rather than pay for it and buy a complete program. Now, the screen comes up with the main screen, the big one, which has program written at the top. I don't know if you can see it or not. That word says program. It also has underneath it camera 1, which is the bottom left hand corner, video overlay, player 1, which is the one with the blue box in it, and player 2, and on the right hand side it has streamer and possibly audio as well. Now at the moment you can see there's nothing happening on there because I've not turned anything on the audio side. Video effects as well, that's when you add it later on, that's the module you add on later on. Now if we now go on to the streamer and look at the settings on it, the first line on it, which is there, is stream to, and what you select is Justin.tv, which is the bottom one on this list, the one with the block next to it. You select that. You then go on to settings and it comes up with 3 boxes here. Channel is the channel number which you are given when you do FME, when you set up FME. It starts live and something 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 something, like that, live and something something something. I can't actually show you this because it'll show me my number on the screen. Underneath that you've got username, which I can open up, and in there you put in your server username, whatever your channel is called. Okay, in my case it's Nedry UK, so that's what goes in there. And the last one of these settings is password, and in that one you put in the password that you normally put in for your channel. So the top one is the number from your FME, which starts with live and ends in some strange long-winded number which you probably won't know the heck it's what it's talking about. The username is your channel name, and your password is your password. You can also set up on here stream resolution. I normally leave that on auto, which is the one at the top of the list. Stream quality. It also gives you various ones here, various types of resolution. You can adjust that to whichever one you want. At the moment this is set at the 4th one down the list. Now if you click on start now on here, nothing actually comes out because there's nothing on this screen, but even so it will start up once you've selected an audio device. Now that's another thing. If you don't have an audio device selected, this doesn't work. Okay, so you've got to bring the audio module, which is this one here, out and set it up. Audio device, well in this case I'm using the LiveCam VX1000 microphone. Click on that and you should see now that the sound has appeared in the audio things on the corner. Right, the sound's now bouncing up and down like a mad thing, which I've not even pointed the camera at it. There you go. So if I click on start now, it will actually broadcast the blank screen with the logo in the corner. And at the moment you can see the logo in the corner up there. You can see it on this screen as well. And you can also see at the top there's a chart showing how much I'm using on the processor of the machine. Now, there's nothing in this box at the moment, you'll see, in the big box. There's nothing in there at all. What there should be in is this that's down here. If I click on trans down there now, the image appears in the main screen, which for some reason is not showing all of me on it. It's showing the top's missing. Oh, I know why. It's because the camera's not pointing right. That's why my head's missing. You're now seeing the image in there. You're also seeing the image in here as well. So that is actually now broadcasting. Okay. So let's just stop this again. See, it's gone off there now, but it's still on this screen. You'll also notice that on here you can see things which you shouldn't really be able to see, because my computer is not really up to running this, and it's giving the traces of the previous thing as well. You can see that white bar underneath. That shouldn't actually be there. So once again, on here you select Stream to and you pick Justin TV. That thing's come up again. You select, right click on there, you select Settings, you put your channel number, which is a live thing, your username, which is your channel name, and your password, which is your channel password. And that now works. Click on Start and it starts broadcasting. Now, if you want to switch to something else, down here there's already something in player 1. Now if I click on play now, watch what happens on the top screens. Nothing, because I've forgotten something else. Stop that. If I click on transmit, watch what happens. It's changed now so that the streamer and the mains program screen are showing what's on this little screen down here. If I now go back to the camera, it goes back to the camera. Okay. So whichever one of these you go on to with the transmit, it switches over and puts the image on the screen. So currently now, if I start this playing again, you will see the slides going through, which I've got on this video. It should change in a moment. There you go. And then again it should change again. This is Texas in 2011, from taken by Giroux 45, and there's one of his sunsets. And another one eventually. And finally another one. But you're able to, while you're doing this, go on to player 2 and select a different section of programming, and if you now go to transmit that, it switches over to that one and start playing it. This now goes through as well, so you see you can actually have several different things down the bottom here. You can have a camera, you can have player 1 and player 2, and you can switch between them as you wish. I don't know whether this is playing music or not. Let's just push it on a bit further. This should actually play music at the same time. In fact, it might feed back on me now, so I have to be careful here to turn that down, otherwise we might get feedback on that. So you should be able to hear me talking over the music, which is by Bebop Deluxe. Okay, I'm now going to stop this, and I'm also now going to stop the actual channel in a moment. I'm going to leave this running a minute while I check and see what the channel's actually doing, because sometimes there's a lag on here, and if I'm not careful I'll cut off the bit I don't want to cut off. So I've got to go onto the channel here, so bear in mind a minute while I go onto the channel and see what I'm actually transmitting at this particular moment in time.